This is again a league that is crazy competitive. Um, they take their lumps in the non-conference. I think people realize that. But if you look at LIU and Central Connecticut State, CCSU, they have both fared very well in the non-conference slate. LIU almost beat Mississippi State. There was a couple other teams as well, but they were right there. Um, Central Connecticut State won at Boston College and Rutgers. So I mean, this
Yeah,
is a team,
Rutgers as well.
and Darren Smith Jr. is one of the better players in America that a lot of people don't know about from CCSU. I mean, this young man is a can get a double double every night, points and rebounds. He's 20 points almost every night. He's getting 10 boards pretty consistently. This is a young man who's a very talented player, and I believe he's only a sophomore too. Like he's probably going to be somewhere different next year, but kudos to him. I mean, you got to give him credit for that. It's just a tremendous job. And then like Lemoyne has Shiloh Johnson, who's a really, really talented big man. He's 6'9" and a really, really solid player for the Dolphins. And there's just other teams in this league as well. Like Chicago State beat Bowling Green, I believe it was. And like there's some other teams in this league where you don't. I mean, New Haven is brand new for Division Two, and they're on a 3 game winning streak in conference play right now. Like this is a night in night out. You don't know what you're going to get. Like LIU has kind of set themselves apart, I believe, from my personal opinion, watching a lot of the games, that they've kind of set themselves apart from the perspective of like they have some really, really, really good guards, and that means a lot in March. But the thing is they're not deep. They don't sub a lot, so those guys are playing a lot of minutes. They are, but they're talented, man. Like they got 3 or 4 guys that can get 20 on a nightly basis. I pray none of those guys get hurt because they're a talented group. If you see either one of those teams, CCSU or LIU, as a 16 seed, you're going to be in for a battle. You will be tested by one of those two, um, because they got some guys who can play on those teams. They really do.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we can avoid having more days like Saturday, obviously both of them got upset on Saturday. If we avoid
But
having
that just speaks to the competitiveness of the league.
absolutely, but like I feel like those teams are even like a threat to potentially even hit the 15 line, which is a pretty good accomplishment for this conference. We'll have to
Absolutely.
wait and see. Obviously, we don't know how much work the committee actually does there. Obviously, you have last year's example where Norfolk State was very clearly like probably closer to the 14 line than the 16 line, but somehow got slated as a 16 against the best team in the country. Um, Obviously we don't know what to expect from them. It's entirely possible to just see NEC champ and slot them at 16 in the playing game. Those two teams, if you've seen them play, like it feels like they've earned potentially a higher seed than that as long as they can remain consistent.
I agree. I mean, those two in particular, like they've set themselves apart in the league, and like I said, they've played very, very well in a non-conference slate against some very talented teams. So their teams, like I said, they're teams that you're not going to want to see. Um, if you're one of those upper echelon teams getting the 1, 2 seed, you're going to be in for a battle.
Yeah, 100%. And like it'll be interesting to kind of see what CCSU does in particular because they were so good last year. Mostly steamrolled through conference play, and then the conference tournament got them. So it'll be
Yep,
very interesting to see if they can kind of flip the script this year.
yep. At home too, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, that was so tough for those guys. That team, because yeah, last year that team, I mean, this year's team actually probably picked up more headline wins, but man, last year's team was special too.
Yes, yep. I think last year's team could have made an argument to. I'm not saying they would have got the upset in the first round, but like they really would have tested somebody. Like it would have been a real battle.
Absolutely, absolutely. That team was a lot of fun.